Hello, trading is closed on June 16th, 2015. My last call said that the open was going to be critical. We didn't have a gap outside of the range, but we did promptly trade over yesterday's highs here, and we went up most of the day. I didn't call the direction, but that to me is pretty much equivalent to having a gap over the highs, although I didn't say it specifically, and if somebody wants to call it a miss, that's fine by me. I'd like to point out that had I said we would have a gap under the low, it would have been accurate as far as futures were concerned because we did trade under this low, and we're going to return to that later. mejt said that ultimately lower prices would print and ultimately higher prices would print. It said that this drop was a false move and we had a rally. We're still waiting for the ultimate sell signal to pay off. There is a target of 2083.25. There is no time limit, but we usually don't have to wait very long. In the afternoon, again, it said ultimately higher prices would print, which they did. mejt says this whole rally is not for keeps. It gives a target of 2093.51, most likely to print Wednesday, 2089.57, most likely to print by early Thursday, and that's in addition to the 2083.25 ultimate target. And here they are on the chart. The system doesn't give us a precise entry, but I'd like to point out we have Fibonacci resistance at today's high. I'd like to point out that after rallying all day long, we could not close over the middle of the day high. Not good unless we have a gap over the high tomorrow. I'd also like to point out that today's high is a Fibonacci target of the prior consolidation. These targets don't have to hold, but it's one place for a possible top. Here's the futures market. We did trade under yesterday's low. It's called the 2B bottom from Trader Vic. We traded as low as 2062 in futures. We couldn't get lower than 2072 in regular trading hours. What's really a divergence here is that we undercut this low in futures, but not in regular trading hours. We didn't even come close. That's a divergence of a sort which the market usually resolves by printing that price in real time. It doesn't have to, but it happens often. I should also point out that the high in the futures market is right at the Fibonacci resistance area. Now tomorrow's FOMC meeting, it leads to wild moves usually and large moves often. The mejt system is predicting that the market is not going to like what the Fed has to say. We have resistance over here which doesn't have to hold, but often will, and much lower targets coming up, and that is today's call.